Hey, welcome to Screenplay Junkie. My name's Drew Hellmich, and I'm a screenwriter. Film is a pretty sweet medium of art. However, before anything can make it to the big screen, it must start as a blueprint, text on paper. So if you're a fellow addict of film and storytelling, come join us as we take a look at various types of screenplays, short stories, and other source material that were crucial to the creation of the stories that we all love. I must warn you, though, there will be spoilers, so I do recommend being familiar with the title that's being discussed. Sound good? Cool. Then let's get started. Considering not even recording today because I'm just down today. I lost my chapstick. I've been looking all over the house like a madman.
Yeah, geez, man, your lips do look really dry from here. Maybe you should get some water or something.
Dude, they freaking hurt.
This would be perfect if we were doing Napoleon Dynamite.
That would be a perfect opener for Napoleon Dynamite. You're right. Maybe we'll do that in the future.
I can't find my chapstick. I can't do the podcast today. Oh, Tina. Yeah, well, we should do Napoleon Dynamite in the future, I agree, but we have Pineapple Express today.
I agree.
We do have Pineapple Express today.
There's a TV show that stemmed off it. I wonder if there's any written...
I've never watched it.
I've watched the Napoleon Dynamite cartoon. We watched it here, Bryan, remember? Like a couple months back.
Yeah, it's decent.
It's so blah.
Was that on Fox?
Yeah. It made it like 5 episodes in, and then they canceled it.
Oh.
And it had all the original characters as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was nice.
Same voice actors or no?
All of them. All right, so for this Pineapple Express episode, did you guys did you do anything special maybe to prepare? A little something maybe before? Anything?
I took the Pineapple Express train to get to the studio.
I did a little something.
Nice.
I spent a night in the woods last night. Then my car battery died. Also, I've been dating a high school chick lately, so that's I've been doing that to prepare.
Oh, nice.
So that's been nice.
Real nice.
All right, Dale.
Trying to call into as many talk radio stations as I can.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Any success there?
No.
Nice.
Hey, Drew Hellmich here. Welcome to Screenplay Junkie episode number 14. As always, alongside me, I have Matt.
Hello. Mic check. Check 1, 2. Hello.
Brian, what's going on, man?
Hello. Yeah, I take a double cheeseburger. Yeah, I sound like I'm in a drive-thru.
Yes, you do. You do sound like a drive-thru. You want some fries with that, though, man? How about a Diet Pepsi?
Yeah, supersize me, would you?
All right, pull up to window number 2, and we'll have your meal for you. Okay?
And here it is, Pineapple Express, coming at you. Today we got Pineapple Express. This is the second script by Seth Rogen and This is the second script by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg that we're going to be discussing.
Yep, Superbad was the first one.
Yeah, that was in episode number 2, if you haven't listened to that one. And this is actually perfect as far as the chronologically of our episodes are going, because previous episode, number 13, we did Ace Ventura, which is pretty similar to Pineapple Express in that it is a crime comedy, I guess, would you call it?
Crime comedy, indeed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let's just talk about the details of the script really quickly. So, Pineapple Express, story by Judd Apatow, Seth Rogen, and Evan Goldberg. And the screenplay was written by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg.
All guys who are very familiar with working together.
Oh, yeah, totally. And the draft date that we have is November 28th, 2006, and it's 115 pages. Matt, do you want to give us the IMDb info, please?
Yep, let's do it. The movie came out in 2008. It has been received very well by fans, critics everywhere. I mean, I love the movie. I'm sure everyone listening loves this movie, too.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and read the log line. A process server and his marijuana dealer wind up on the run from hitmen and a corrupt police officer after he witnesses his dealer's boss murder a competitor while trying to serve papers on him.
Wonderful.
Oh, I am out of that one. That was long, I feel like.
That was a long
log line. All right, well, it sums it up really well. I like it. The director was David Gordon Green, who I've never heard of.
He just did the new Halloween movie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
With Danny McBride.
Yep.
So there's a connection there.
Yes.
Sweet. It's all about who you know, people. It's all about who you know. Seth Rogen stars as Dale Denton. We have James Franco playing Saul Silver. Saul Silver. Never knew Saul's last name was Silver.
I love the alliterative.
Yeah, Dale
Concept.
Denton, Saul Silver, right. And then Sally sold seashells down by the seashore.
Nice.
Woo.
You got
All
it
right.
out.
Danny
Success.
McBride plays Red. Kevin Corrigan plays Budlowski. Craig Robinson is Matheson. Gary Cole is Ted Jones. And then Rosie Perez is Carol, the female cop.
Sweet.
Oh, and shout out to Amber Heard.
Yeah, Angie.
Angie Anderson, yeah. And Joe Latruglio is Mr. Edwards, the teacher.
Quick fun fact just to drop since you read the actor.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, Rogen was supposed to be Saul and Franco was Dale, but they made the switch.
Yeah, it was.
That would have been interesting.
It was James Franco's idea. He thought it'd be funnier for him to play the drug dealer.
I think it would have worked either way. Like seeing Seth Rogen play this style in the movie.
Oh, the way it turned out in the movie is the way it has to be.
Yeah, it was great.
Right. So they made the movie for $27 million. It's grossed cumulative worldwide over $100 million. So it's been very successful. I kind of would have guessed more. I was thinking maybe $200 million, just because of how popular this movie is.
And it's always on TV, right?
It's always on TV.
They're making money from that.
All right, you guys want to dig into the trivia on this one?
Yeah, do it.
So this is the first pot-themed, marijuana-themed comedy to ever gross over $100 million.
Okay.
I mean, let's think of the other ones out there, like
Half-Baked.
Stoner comedies.
What about the one with Gary Busey with it's like the bomb that comes alive?
Snoop Dogg movies. There's a ton of Snoop Dogg movies out there.
What did you say, Brian? What, the Ginger Dead Man?
Yeah, but they had like a second one. And there's like a bong or something that comes alive, isn't there?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I don't remember.
It's a really, really bad movie.
Would you guys say like Shaun of the Dead's kind of in this category? I mean, there's not like open marijuana in that, but it's kind of like a same kind of goofy type movie. Well, either way, it's first to get to 100 mil, and it's kind of own category. This is kind of a fun little nugget here. Seth Rogen, during an interview in 2008, he said that he originally wrote this script in 2001, but at that time he was still relatively new to Hollywood, so he kind of kept it in his back pocket until he had more success.
All right.
Okay.
So Seth Rogen originally wrote the script in 2001. He also told in an interview that he originally wanted $50 million to make the movie. Ended up only getting 25. So that's why he says some of the action sequences in the movie aren't as good as he wanted them to be.
Okay.
They were all pulled off successfully.
Brian, you already brought this up. Seth Rogen wanted to play Saul originally, and then James Franco would play Dale. But Franco's idea was to switch, and we all know it worked out really well. Seth Rogen rolled every single joint and cross joint in the film.
Yep.
And Brian, didn't you say he had to roll like over 100 cross joints to get it right?
That's what it said when I was reading.
That's ridiculous.
It took them that long to get it right.
Him and Evan, they rolled over 100 because no one knew how.
Rogen was really dedicated in this movie. I mean, he also practiced yoga to get in shape to do some of the action sequences in the movie. Wow. So he didn't lift weights or anything, but he did some yoga.
You didn't do a Christian Bale type transformation?
No, absolutely not. This is fun. The F word is said 180 times.
Nice.
Oh, wow. 180?
Yeah, $1.80. That's pretty good.
Wow, that's pretty good. A lot of confession time.
James Franco has a lot of interesting stuff in this movie. He said in an interview back in the day with MTV that Judd Apatow and all the guys that worked on this movie, they were considering making a movie sequel that combined Superbad and Pineapple Express into one kind of world.
Oh, okay, really?
They were trying to mesh the characters for a mashup, but I'm glad they didn't do it because, first of all, Rogen's in both playing a cop, and then he plays Dale Denton, so that wouldn't have worked.
Right.
Would not have worked. I mean, it's cool to think about, but what do you guys think?
No, I don't like that. Trying to make it into not like Avengers type, but I don't like the universe. Narrative.
Universe.
I don't like it.
It just seems like you just leave them as they are. They're
just
great.
stay as a comedy.
Yeah,
stay as a standalone comedy.
I just can't see McLovin running around in Pineapple Express world.
Hey, if they all go broke, by all means, make it. But until you are really in that much of a need for money, I'd say just keep it as it is.
Yeah, right.
So Saul's grandmother was originally not part of the script at all. His bubby, right? James Franco came up with the entire idea to add that in just because he thought it would be funny, and it was. Oh, I gotta go to my bubbies and change the clocks.
Daylight savings time.
So this is kind of another script change. In the original script, Dale's girlfriend, Angie, She was an adult. She was not in high school. She was like supposed to be this like really strong, mature woman who's like a businesswoman.
Yeah.
And who's dating, you know, the asshole loser, burnout Dale. But apparently they decided to rewrite it and rewrote her in high school because they didn't want to compare it to Shaun of the Dead, where Shaun, that character, has the girlfriend who's like advancing her career, all that stuff. To me, that seems like it's like they didn't need to change that just because of Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, that's kind of goofy.
Because that movie came out 4 years before, anyways, and it's about zombies. It's not even about drug dealers.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I do like the current state, though.
Yeah, having her be in high school is way more funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
It just reinforces.
And it shows
the
Dale
loser.
as an immature loser.
Yeah.
Well, he's not that much of a loser. I'd hang out with him. Maybe not that
Yeah, I'd
much.
hang out with him.
I mean, he's got disguises. That's cool.
As long as he keeps his pants on, you know?
Yeah, keep your pants on, Dale. So while James Franco was filming the scene where they were running in the forest, he actually ran into a tree and got stitches, I guess, like in the forest, and that's why he was wearing the headband in the movie. That was like the quick fix to not be able to show his stitches on camera. They make him wear a headband, and the headband is like pretty iconic for his character.
And it's
Yeah,
red.
pretty iconic.
Red, yeah.
Doubt.
This is another injury happened during the movie. Danny McBride, you guys remember when he gets the bong smashed on his head?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a breakaway bong. You know, this is a movie prop. It's made, you know, to not hurt when you get it smashed on your head. But they put water in it to make it look like a normal bong, right? And for some reason, the water added weight when it was swung and thrusted onto Danny's head, and it actually hurt him. He was like, I don't know if he was mildly concussed, but he was injured on set.
Oh,
So that sucks. So that's like a real genuine reaction in the movie when you see him get hit with the bong. Like, that actually hurt really bad.
Wow. Yeah, speaking of McBride, when he's taped the chair, they had him like that all day because it's too hard to put him back.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he spent a whole day, taped to a chair. Brutal.
Hey, at least he got fed. He got spoon fed every meal.
I mean, his character spent like a whole day just like bleeding out and didn't die. So maybe he just channeled Red's character and just had the strength to sit in that chair duct taped while getting paid millions of dollars. This is kind of interesting. Like, everyone knows who Seth Rogen is. Like, he smokes pot. Seth Rogen is very open about his marijuana use. James Franco, on the other hand, does not use pot at all, which is kind of odd, like, because he plays the character so well.
Yeah.
You'd think in real life he was kind of a stoner,
Oh,
but
well, yeah.
he's not at all. He doesn't. I don't know if he even really drinks. He doesn't smoke at all, though. That's a fact.
Okay.
Wow, all right.
And then the last little bit of trivia I have is that the diner scene at the end of the movie, when they're all just kind of hanging out, it was all improvised. It's not in the script. So I thought that was cool. And then their bubby picks him up, and then the movie's over. And Seth Rogen did not have pants.
Yeah, that's right. Or part of his ear.
Just another random fun fact that I was reading up on. So when the movie came out and they're advertising it, they had a giant billboard that had like maybe fog machine or it was smoking to like show like a pot smoke joke. And they had to take it down because people on the highway driving by would call the cops and they thought it was on fire like all the time.
Multiple
So
people,
Seth Rogen-
calling the cops over and over again. This billboard's on fire! Oh my gosh!
I mean, I don't know why they did that.
It's just the advertisement. Yeah, right. I wonder what it was. It's probably like a super like a giant joint or something. Who knows?
That's funny.
Just goofy.
All the marketing plans don't work out. That's just the real world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. There's a lot of good trivia on this one. I knew that going in, but
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
it was fun to go over all of it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, right out of the gate, why do you think the movie is good? Why do you think it's funny? Really quickly. What comes to your mind first?
You want to go first, Brian?
Yeah, I'm just characters. But why do I think this is funny? Because I like I guess just like Seth and James Franco themselves, just the characters they play, and they go through this ridiculous, most journey that you would instantly be killed if you like had their mindset. But they make it through, and it's just like a journey, and just like explosions that makes it comical, and just like written dialogue, you know.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny just because it's just a combination of everything that goes into making a movie, and they just did it so good. Like the writing is funny, the story itself, like you just said, Brian, the situations that we find our characters in, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, And another thing that I want to say, I think the movie's so good is because the editing, the timing of things, I'll bring up you remember when Dale jumps on Ted Jones at the end when he's in the plant. It's he does the superhero jump and the music's
yeah.
There's that moment. It's so funny, and I die laughing every time, and just things like that. That's what makes this movie so good because it's not even just a joke that makes you laugh. It's those little things. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you guys. I think, I especially like just the combination of the action, comedy, crime genre.
Yeah, it's always fun. Always fun to watch a movie in that genre.
Yeah, somewhat similar, like what we did to Ace Ventura last time. But also get what you guys have said that the main characters, throughout the whole movie, they're baked out of their minds, and they tweak, and there's just a sense of paranoia throughout the whole entire time. Especially with what they're enduring throughout the story, is just ridiculous. Like you said, Brian. They would probably you'd definitely get killed. I
gotta say this too: the paranoia is way more evident in the script. They're weed-induced paranoia.
It's just goofy as hell.
Yeah.
And then I think for me the main point why I think this movie is funny is because it excels at utilizing false perception as a comedic tool. And what I mean by that is Dale, right? His character is that his job is he's a process server.
Wait, you mean a butler?
Like a servant?
Like a servant?
So he's a process server, and when he gets into this whole drug lord thing, Ted Jones and the cop, they find that his car has disguises in there, and apparently because whatever he does while he's process serving, he wears disguises. So now Ted Jones thinks that he's an assassin for the rival Asian drug lords.
I always thought it'd be a really fun job to be a process server, like the job that Seth Rogen's character
does.
It's
easy, man.
Demoralized every time.
Roll up some joints, put on some disguises. Oh man, that sounds great. Everything they say in that movie is so funny.
Yeah.
And what's weird though is we're about to talk about this is that in the script, as we read through, all three of us agreed on this. The script really isn't that funny.
No.
When you read Seth Rogen and James Franco's lines and as they're talking to each other, I didn't laugh out loud.
No. I didn't
at all.
Not occasionally, yeah. Unless I saw.
But when you watch the movie, you're laughing every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, especially right when you start reading the script, because you have no idea what you're getting yourself into, especially with, just the very beginning scene when we go into the past in the 40s, right?
Mm-hmm.
You read that, and then you read the scene where Dale goes to the high school to pick up Angie, and when you're comparing it to the film, it's hilarious, but when you read, it's just kind of underwhelming.
Well, it's interesting, though. It is interesting. I wanted to keep reading.
Yeah.
The story holds, very well. It's the same thing as Ace Ventura.
It's a good story, yeah.
If you take the comedy out, the story's still very, very good.
Yeah.
But it just was odd, reading through and thinking, I just figured I would be laughing more.
Right.
But I guess that's just kind of how the business is. When you see it in person, when you get there and you get on set, you can add improvisational things, it's always going to be better than what the script will be. The final product.
Right, and I think that's...
On the spot comedy. Yeah.
Wait, what'd you say, Brian? Sorry. I didn't hear you.
I said, you said, improv, yeah, so...
Making things funny on the spot.
Funny, yeah. On the spot, yeah, it just adds more of a comedic value.
I think that's just a common trend that we've found with the small sample of comedy scripts that we've been discussing here, is that just... when you read them, the dialogue and other moments are not always included in the script. And the strong skeleton, like we said, does exist.
Mm-hmm.
And once everybody else comes together on this collaborative project, that's what really makes it come to life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and it's good we're noticing that too, because obviously all of us are interested in eventually, hopefully, making our own movies, right? And if we're going to be writers ourselves, we know that you don't have to be making someone laugh out loud every minute while they read your script.
Yeah,
it's not that important.
You want to write the best story, but at the same time, you want to, and this is not a cheat, you want to write it so that it's good enough so that someone else is going to want to be able to work with you.
Yeah, because there's always improvements that can be made.
Yeah.
All right, do you guys want to jump into the beginning of the script, the beginning of the movie, when we go back in time, watching Private Miller test out marijuana for the first time in the United States?
Yeah.
Good old Private Miller.
So the script starts just the same as the movie. We see this military colonel, captain, whatever it might be, going underground to this facility. Yeah, he's got an eye patch. He's going downstairs to this facility, and Private Miller is testing out the marijuana, item 9, right? It's the same thing in the script in the movie.
It's the same. It is the same thing, but it's more serious. Like, there's really
Definitely more serious.
Yeah, there's no sort of like comedic element really here, except for maybe the guy wearing the old scuba suit. That's about it.
I feel like a piece of butter rolling down the side of a flapjack.
Yeah, Private Miller's not being goofy at all. He's just a test subject. That's all he is in the script. And there's no part where Bill Hader. Hold on, let me just pull out my saxophone. Where he just goes. There's no part like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's like we said, it's probably the improv stuff.
Exactly.
He just shows up on set and he just knows how to be funny because he's Bill Hader.
Yeah.
Something that was in the script though was the big deep sea diving suit. How the guys were in those. That was in the script.
Yeah,
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, and then they just kill him. That's about it.
Right.
And then we just transition over to Dale.
Yeah, but he's not listening to Electric Avenue in the script.
No.
He's listening to what is it?
I don't remember.
Hot Steppa.
Sure, Hot Steppa.
It was a song I'd never heard. I mean, maybe this is a really famous song. I don't know.
And if you're getting real picky, he was in a black suit, not a tan suit.
Oh wow, jeez! Call the wardrobe department.
Detail.
I mean, that his tan suit, that like blazer, it is pretty memorable.
It is.
It's such a grandpa like blazer. Everyone's grandpa had one of those.
And I thought in the script he was really more involved with the talk radio. I mean, because in the film it is apparent that he's listening to talk radio, but I can't remember in the movie if they actually have him come on the show.
Because in the script he's on like 5 different times, like speaking his mind on a different topic.
And that's what he wants.
Like he wants garbage picked up twice a week.
Yeah.
Which I kind of agree with that.
He was really adamant about that.
I have a lot of garbage. I mean, maybe I'm just a gross
twice
person,
a week, though,
but I have a lot of garbage.
So now that the script has established who Dale is, he's riding around, just processing or serving people their papers,
smoking dope, serving papers, calling into talk radio.
It was like a couple more people than it was in the film. Like it got kind of like, okay, can we move on from this, please? So then he rolls up to the high school, and I thought this part was kind of funny in the script where he has this whole kit, like smell kit,
Listerine, breath mints,
Yeah.
cologne, and he just like takes like a college shower essentially with all these products.
I like that part. And then he goes inside the school, finds Angie somehow amongst all the other students,
and she compliments him on his breath.
That's true. Yeah, she's
minty
like, "Ooh,
fresh,
you smell good."
Ooh, minty.
Yeah,
It's hot. He's basking the stone. Gotta do what you gotta do.
and then that's when, of course, the teacher comes by and's like, "Hey, man, like you're not supposed to be here, guy. Like, get out of here."
And this whole scene in the script isn't funny. It's just like
it's not.
All it made me think was Dale's a loser because he just like takes it. Like the teacher comes up and like gives him shit in the script, and he just takes it. And then the high school kids walk by, and it's not funny. Like they don't say anything about college. The kid doesn't even really act like
Jeff
a douche.
Goldblum.
Yeah, there's no Jeff Goldblum quote. He just talks about how she was funny in drama, and then like keeps walking.
Yeah.
And then Dale just leaves because he like said he felt bad.
Yeah, is he like, "I'm just gonna go wait in my car"?
Yeah, he just waits in the car.
Yeah,
It was sad. I was just like, man, this guy is sad.
Yeah, it was more dramatic. It was more dramatic, if anything, not comedic.
So it's a good thing that they went in there and added that stuff.
I mean, especially with that one guy. What's his name?
Joe Latruglio, the teacher.
Yeah,
he is so funny. He's
so
creepy.
funny.
Hey man, hey, how you doing, man? What's up, bro? Yo, Trevor. Oh yeah, drama class. It's the best.
That is the best part where he looks up to the high school. He's a real cool guy, man.
Yo, he's totally gonna watch her back at college, bro. He's totally gonna watch her back.
Plays like the same character, Superbad, kind of.
Yeah, he plays like that creepy. The guy who
Superbad.
he hits Seth with the car.
Yeah. Classic.
All right, this next portion here we have is when Seth Rogen goes to buy weed from Saul the first time.
Yeah,
in the movie.
Okay.
And in the movie, this is such a memorable scene. It's awesome. It's like the first time we really get to meet Saul, who's my favorite character in the movie.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And it's just like the whole scene, it just is so more full. There's so much more in the movie, and in the script, it's just lackluster again. I mean, the cross joint is still in the script, which is great.
Yeah.
That was like the most important part. But I mean, as far as them really interacting in a goofy manner,
it's
just really dry.
You know how the lingerers show up in the movie?
Yeah.
Not in the script at all.
Right, like freaking Kyle, man.
Oh, he's getting the snickle fritz.
Another
Yo,
fun fact.
hide that cross joint. Oh, sorry, Brian. Hide that cross joint. If they see that, they'll never leave.
The Snickle Fritz name, I think they said, whoever their director photographer was for the movie, like he would call like his right hand man like Snickle Prince if he was doing something wrong, and they thought it was hilarious.
That's hilarious.
So they gave it like the awful weed name to Snickle Prince.
Classic. Poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy, right?
Yeah. He probably wanted Percocets, but we don't sell that shit.
With his awful rat tail.
Oh, that guy had a bad haircut. He was wearing like jorts too. Where did they find those guys?
Dude.
Where the hell did they find those guys?
That part's awesome. It's like that's another thing why I think this movie's hilarious. It's like the weird looking. I guess it's the way that it was like shot. It's like the time set.
Yeah.
It's movie.
I mean,
early like 70s feel for some reason. I don't know.
Some of the outfits the characters wear. It was shot in 2008, but it does make you feel like it's more back in time.
yeah.
Just because they're burnouts, I guess.
Exactly.
No, I mean that's the thing. We're just stating back specific areas of the film of this certain scene that make it way better because while we read the script, it was just forgettable. In my opinion, they were just like talking there in a room. There wasn't really any, but I understand it. It's very tough to write that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, again, that's why it's, when everybody else came together, they were able to do this, pull it off.
Or maybe like Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg knew, like, okay, like this part in the script is like missing certain things, but in our minds, we know what we're going to do once we get, on site and can actually film this. We know what we want to do. Yeah. So maybe they had those things in their head. We don't know.
Right. Just this scene that we're talking about, it was just very bland.
And in the movie, it's awesome.
Yeah. So another reason of just blandness that we consistently found in the screenplay, and we're not trashing this, okay? We understand that revisions and all that stuff needs to happen.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like it just amazes
me
that
trashing, what am I
it
doing?
amazes me that they sold this script and it got made into this huge movie for $25 million. But when you read it, it's really not that funny, and that's just what amazes us. That's what we're trying to bring up here, because we're not saying it's bad. Because I read it and I loved it and I did laugh, but I just was expecting to laugh so much more.
Yeah. That's the thing. We were just expecting something else, and that's fine. Now, when we go to in the screenplay, when we meet Red, there's that whole
up here trying to get a motherfucking scholarship.
Yeah, and the cat.
He's like bouncing the exercise ball. He has a neck brace on.
Yeah, the neck brace, right. He does have the split lip, and there's herpes. The whole, cold sore herpes part bit in the screenplay.
I've never had a cold sore before, and I've been crying.
But I mean, everything else, just the exposition of the fight scenes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's always hard. When you're screenwriting, like describing a fight scene is tough because you need professionals that know how to coordinate fights to make it work, in a space where you're shooting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, once again, it's just like the scene, you read through it, it was good, like tons of visuals from the movie as I read through the script, but it was just lackluster. I mean, like the whole thing about Red's cat being dead and him baking a cake, that's not in the script. Like, where did they come up with that? Because it's so funny.
And I think that's what it is. I mean, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, they were already pretty known at the point of time when they were writing the screenplay. So, like, I'm comparing this. If you were a nobody and this was a screenplay you were trying to market, good luck, because nobody would take it on because.
Well, maybe because the story is really good.
I don't know. I mean, maybe
the story is excellent.
But with Seth Rogen and Evan, it's just like, hey guys, like, this is the skeleton we've created here. We know that we can make this much funnier than it is in its current state. Like, I think that's probably.
And the producers believed him and said, "Here's $25 million. Go make the movie."
Yeah, and Judd Apatow, of course, too.
Exactly,
was in there doing what he does.
So yeah, again, we're not bashing anything here. We're just saying that we were expecting it to be more funny, and it's surprising.
Yeah,
but it's good for us, I guess, because maybe one day we can sell a script if it's not that funny. Although I don't think any of us are ever going to star in any of our scripts.
You
never know.
I won't rule it out.
I think I can put out a pretty good acting performance.
Time will tell. You guys want to move on to the funniest part of the screenplay?
Yeah.
Especially, which was odd because it didn't make the movie.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I wonder maybe if they shot the scene. We have no idea.
I mean,
I've never.
I would love to try to find it, like a deleted scene. That'd be so cool. But let's tell the people what it is.
Because this is so. This is when Saul and Dale are on the run, and they need to get money.
They're like in a tree.
Yeah, they want to leave town, so they're trying to get money.
They need a bus ticket. Yeah.
So in the movie, as you know, they sell their weed to high school kids in like the back of an alley behind like a mini
Those
mall.
boys' eyes are as red as the devil's dick.
Yeah, that whole scene. But before they get there, Saul recommends that they go to a place called Crackhead Park
To sell weed. Right?
Yes, to all the crackheads, because I mean they're smoking crack. They're going to want to smoke weed.
So yeah, basically just a bunch of junkies.
Well, like the whole thing is they get to Crackhead Park. Oh my gosh, did you guys hear that? Wow.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is that they get to Crackhead Park. They get to Crackhead Park, and they're just like looking around, and Saul goes up to a lady, and he's like, "Do you want to buy weed or not?" And then she just like spits on him or something.
She does something
Like,
ridiculous, and then
makes
a cheeseburger gets thrown at Dale and like just smacks him in the face, and he's just like, "Fuck this place, let's get out of here."
And then they go sell weed to the high school kids. And it literally takes up like 3 lines in the screenplay. Like,
Yeah.
It is so damn funny.
It was hilarious.
The timing of it, like just the way it was written, I could not believe they cut it out of the movie.
Dude, that was the only time throughout the screenplay that I actually laughed out loud.
I laughed very hard.
Sure, the cheeseburger got me. It made me laugh out loud. But no.
Someone in Crackhead Park just
Well,
got a cannon.
Well, other than them in the screenplay going to Crackhead Park, they do sell it to the high school students, as we know.
Yeah.
And after that, Dale gets arrested and helped out by the very nice black lady. And she's like, I think I know who that bitch is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been smelling a rat in the department for weeks.
So when Saul does his whole heroic mission and gets him freer, they actually, in the screenplay, this is what's been they head to a hardware store to cut off the I'm blanking right now, the handcuffs.
Yeah, the handcuffs,
Cut off
yeah.
the handcuffs. They're not just the key, which would make sense because I think the key would be on the cop. But it's just like an added scene they probably wanted to drop because it was just like too much, just like a run-on sentence in my eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because in the movie, I'm trying to remember how they even got the handcuffs off of him. Maybe it just happens.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like a screen wipe, and then it's just like the next scene.
But we're skipping the whole car chase too, which was awesome. Just quick, shout out to the car chase and James Franco kicking his leg through the windshield. That part was awesome.
Nice.
All right, so let's jump near the end of this film and screenplay. Like the events, like we said, the skeleton for this movie and screenplay, it's all the same. So towards the end, Seth Rogen's character has to go save James Franco's character Saul, right, from that like hideout or whatever, Ted Jones's secret underground lair,
Yeah.
which is actually the same, I guess, underground place where the testing was going on in black and white in the beginning of the movie. I never knew that until I read the screenplay.
Oh, really?
Really?
It's supposed to be the same place, yeah.
Wow.
I think that's cool. I mean, it's pretty random though.
It's random, but
I do like the connection.
It's cool, yeah. Full circle.
I like the connection,
The movie
yeah.
starts and ends like kind of in the same place, which is cool.
Yeah.
But we know that they both get captured, so they're downstairs, right? Budlowski, if you guys remember, the guy who's always like, I want to go home to my wife.
You can smell it on my sweater.
In the movie, right, he like gets killed by Matheson,
Yeah,
right?
Craig Robinson.
Craig Robinson, after he's trying to go home to his wife after he's been shot twice. In the screenplay, the Asians just show up and they just kill him.
Yeah,
it's so uneventful.
It was anticlimactic, yeah.
And in the whole movie, he's never talking about how he wants to go home to his wife. Never brings it up.
Dude, they have no character. They're just thugs. That's all they are.
Right, in the screenplay.
In the screenplay,
It
yeah.
just had
So-
thugs, like two big thugs.
I wonder how they came up with that on set or whatever. Because it's really funny, him always saying, I want to go home to my wife. You going soft, Budlowski. You going soft, don't we?
Well, dinner's gonna be cold tonight.
And then Matheson, Craig Robinson, he gets killed the same way in the script as the movie.
By the Ford
is
Fiesta,
awesome.
right?
Yeah. Well, in the movie, it's a Daewoo.
Oh, I thought it was a Ford Fiesta.
Brian, like you were just saying, Ford didn't want like the association with the movie, right? Because the death was so gruesome.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they probably,
Oh, I just remember too in the script, Danny McBride. Like, remember how in the movie he shoots off his foot after getting out of the car?
Yeah.
That's not in the script.
that part's awesome. Like, thinking of it's awesome. I forgot what he says, but it's classic. But yeah, the
don't know.
Ford, I'm assuming they requested to use the car, like, I don't know, like the ruling behind it, but they didn't want to use it. It was like a murder, and they don't want to put their brand, like provoking murder, so they had to switch it to Daewoo.
They were okay with it.
I don't know. I don't even know what a Daewoo is though. That car looks so stupid. It's like it had like two doors, right? It was like yellow.
It was like they were like, well, we need to find something similar to a Ford Fiesta.
Yeah. Oh, that was classic. Oh, and this last big difference, because like we said, everything that happens like within the layer, the evil layer at the end, it's all there in the script.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same. Except, so when Seth Rogen hoists James Franco up into the vents, right, and he lets him escape.
Yeah.
So, James Franco's character crawls past Private Miller's body that I guess they like stashed from the beginning of the movie when they like disposed of him after he tested
Like,
the weed.
was this man like decomposed bones? Like,
Yeah,
how long was he
skeleton.
out there for?
Yeah,
Like,
he was just supposed to be a skeleton. Yeah,
His dog tags were just there on the ground. I did not understand that.
It
Why
was
the hell?
dumb.
Why was he in there?
why would they
like,
dispose of the body in the
more
vent?
connected.
Exactly.
I guess just like for them just to say like
Like,
this
look,
is
like,
the
look,
spot at the
here's
beginning
a-
of the movie. If you didn't catch it yet, like this is
Yeah.
the same
I
underground layer.
I appreciated the tie-in to the beginning, but just where it was didn't make any sense. To me.
Nah, they wouldn't hide the body there.
Yeah. It was just rushed. It was just like, oh, Private Miller's body.
It was neat to read, I guess, but it was
Yeah,
dumb. Like,
right.
definitely not necessary for the movie.
Yeah, I mean, and then we know that at the end, at the finale of the film, the barn explodes, right? And
Seth
because
Rogen
there's-
loses his pants.
and because this underground lair is housing, I mean, it's a marijuana. What do you want to call it?
Like a farm, I guess.
It's just like a greenhouse.
Yeah.
Essentially, like you're just growing marijuana plants there, and since the whole place explodes, the marijuana burns,
Marijuana.
and they're all inhaling it. They're
Yeah.
inhaling the smoke, so they get incredibly baked
Yep.
from this. And at the end of the film, you know that Red, Dale, and Saul are just chilling at a Denny's, right? Just
Yeah.
eating, barely
We think
alive.
it's a
You guys
Denny's.
are
I don't
my
know.
best friends. I love you guys. Red's like almost dead. He's like coming in and out of life.
Yeah.
Thought we lost you for a second there, buddy.
And I love how Reddy's like, yeah, I killed a guy. Like, I'm not phased about it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, so funny.
But
And
in
then the Bubby
again,
Bubby picks him up, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, and that's the movie.
yeah, the Bobby picks him up.
And that's how it ends. In the screenplay, they
It ends at right after the explosion.
yeah, the explosion, and then of course, with
They're
all
like
the
running
smoke,
at
with
the
all
end
the
or
smoke,
something.
they're really high.
They're all
so
baked.
they're all just super paranoid. Like there's still people trying to kill them. So then they just run into the woods and just disappear. Basically, that's how it ended. It seemed to me.
Yeah, it's like the same thing when they're like panicking in the woods in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
It's like that again.
Right,
And that's how it
exactly.
would have ended. Which probably would have been funny, but like the whole scene at the diner,
Yeah.
it's like one of the funniest parts of the movie.
They're getting served, and they look like shit.
Yeah. Seth Rogen's he's like wearing a skirt, like a makeshift skirt from his jacket.
Yeah.
Great ending.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Great ending to a great story.
Yeah. Yo, killing me at the end of the episode log. You got Wesley Snipes.
Oh yeah, I snuck that one in on you guys.
I didn't notice that. What the hell?
Into our episode notes, I just put a picture of Wesley Snipes. Just to remind everyone to pay their taxes, unlike that snake.
He's Blade, dude. You
Pay your
don't gotta
taxes.
Pay no taxes. Closing thoughts, guys. Hit it. Who wants it first? I'll take it because I always do. I always go last.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'll just go 1st
I'll change up.
All right, so I mean, I'm basically just gonna like summarize what I said earlier. But yeah, I mean, I like the script. Movie's great, but I mean, the script compared to the film, it's just really not funny. Like we said, I mean, overall, yeah, I think I laughed just out loud one time during that crackhead park scene. But like I said earlier, I think what the film and the script do really well is just exploit the comedic technique of false perception, which I think is a great tool to use. And if you want to learn how to do that, like, because you watch movies, but you don't really analyze them. And when you read the script, it comes out in your face way more.
Oh yeah.
So I think watching the movie, I knew that, but when I read the screenplay, it's something that I noticed way more. So if that's ever something that I'm going to use, then I will definitely be looking at the script for Pineapple Express to use it as a template.
For a template of comedy. Yeah, I guess I'll just follow up now. I honestly, this is, for me at least, this is probably one of my favorite movies. If I had
Same, honestly.
maybe like a top 6.
You can watch
I'd
it
throw
at
in
any
there.
time, right? Basically.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
can watch it anytime. Like if it's on, like what was it? I watched it over Christmas break. I watched it again.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was one of these, like, I knew I didn't even have to watch the movie because, like, when reading the screenplay, I just knew all the differences already. I'm like, oh, this is in the movie. This is not in the movie.
Right.
But it's just one of those that I just highly enjoy. And all the actors in it, they're all just comedic geniuses. And like you said, the screenplay lacks the comedic value that the movie holds, but the actors, I think, is what makes it funny, too.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like the interactions in the movie, it's the best part. And it probably has a lot to do with the fact that the actors themselves are friends in real life. That probably helped it so much.
Yeah, they work together a lot.
Yeah, like throughout the whole writing process and then getting and actually filming it, like that helps everything. But yeah, it just was really surprising to me to go through and read and like find out, like, wow, this really isn't that funny. Like when you sit down and read it, it was funny, but like we keep saying, we just expected a lot more. And it just goes to show that, like the connection that they had as actors to be able to just take those lines and then come up with stuff on their own and make it so much better. It's just really cool to see all that come to fruition, I guess. The movie's so funny. Can watch it at any time, anywhere. Pineapple Express.
Get on the train. No matter what platform you're using to listen to us, I just want it to be known that we're available on iTunes, Spreaker, and YouTube. So if you like our content, please be sure to follow all of our channels so you can stay in the loop with new episodes. Also, feel free to give us a rating and leave us comments, or send us an email at screenplayjunkie.show@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedback. Also, if you have any recommendations of screenplays we should read, movies we should watch, or really anything, let us know on any of our platforms. We're always looking for other things to check out. On the next episode, we're going to discuss Jordan Peele's Academy Award-winning Best Original Screenplay, Get Out. Thank you for listening. We hope you can join us next time.